Hi, families. Welcome to you. It is awesome to be able to be coming to you in your homes or wherever you may be watching this video. I just want you to know that all of us here at Trinity are thinking about you, we're praying for you, and we are mindful of where you're at and what's happening in our world around us, what's happening in our homes and our schools and in our government. And we want you to know that we are lifting you up each and every day. I love you and I love your families. And the reason that I'm coming to you today is out of love and concern for you and this school year and the upcoming unexpected things that may be happening in your homes and with your kids. And not just elementary age kids. The things that I'm going to be sharing with you today are certainly applicable for your high school students. And so I am just coming today with a heart full of love for each of you. In this video, I'm just coming to give a few tips. Having been a music teacher in the public schools as well as a homeschool parent for 12 years now. I hope that I can give you just some good advice and some tips to help you to be more successful throughout your day as you school. I know that this school year is going to look different for many of you. Some of it will all be virtual. Some of it is a combination. Some of it is on your choosing, whether you decide to send your child to school or to stay at home, and that may look different each day. Thank the Lord, it is looking different than in the spring. And I just want you to know that I feel for each of you. Oh, I was called to be a teacher, to be a pastor, and to educate and to train children. I know that for most of you, that's not your calling. And so I hope that these videos that I'll put together and the resources that we will have to be able to share with you will help you to be successful and to feel a little more adequate and more to feel like you have a better handle on how to be able to school at home and in this odd time in our schooling. First of all, I definitely acknowledge the frustration that some of you are feeling and that most of us are feeling with how that this pandemic has affected all of our lives. We all just want it to be done, and I know that for the majority of us that's how it's feeling, and that there have been some pros to this where it's caused all of us to slow down a little bit, spend more time with our families for sure, and that there have been some cons with not being able to go to school, not being able to do our normal summer activities, our normal church activities, our normal family activities, athletics, all of that. I know that this has affected all of our lives. And so we definitely understand that frustration. I understand that you're feeling inadequate with starting school, you're feeling nervous. I understand that. And so I just want to allow you to give yourself just some room for growth and not expecting you to be perfect at this. Don't be so hard on yourself. Give yourself some grace. That's number one. And remember these things, that God is your rear guard. The Bible tells us that He is guarding our back, that He is our rear guard, following us to help us. He also is your right hand, and He goes before you to make a way. Remember Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not to your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will direct your paths, or in some translations, He will make your path straight. So I encourage you to acknowledge God in this time, talking to him about how that you're feeling with beginning school the way that it is. Talk to him and ask him for his help, his assistance, because he will help you. He will be with you. If you will entrust every single day to him, asking him for his help, knowing that you may not have it all together, but going to him, he will help you and he will make your path straight. I encourage you to go into every day in prayer, asking God for what you specifically need and praying for your kiddos, your students, asking Him to help you, to give you the knowledge that you need to assist your children, and praying for your kids for what they need. If they're struggling in math, pray and ask the Lord to help to give them understanding, and remind your children that they have the mind of Christ and that they can understand their schoolwork. They can succeed and that they can be able to make it through this school year, even though it looks like no other school year that they've ever experienced. And when you are refreshed by the Lord each and every morning, it will help you to better handle all the struggles of the day. So I really encourage you to begin by just giving the day to the Lord and all that it holds. Also, some things that have really helped me is writing down what I need to accomplish throughout the day, whether it's with school or whether it's personal or it's whatever cleaning that I need to get done in the house or whatever it is that I need to do to help my home run more smoothly and whatever I need to do work-wise. If I have a list, it helps to keep my mind focused. It helps me to be able to accomplish. And what I don't get done on that day, then I can carry it over to the next day to be able to finish. That has been huge for me with homeschooling and working every day, having my priorities written out and what I need to finish and what's most important really has helped me. And I'm not perfect at it, but it certainly has been a tool that has helped me to be able to accomplish a lot in a day. And so I encourage you to make a plan and to try and stick to that plan. And grace yourself and grace your kids. If your schedule gets thrown off, if somebody calls and it gets you out of line, it's okay. Grace yourself. Ask the Lord to help you to grace yourself and to help you to redeem that time that you feel like you've lost so that you don't get anxious and so that you don't feel like you're spinning your wheels. God will really truly help you with that. There are going to be days that you absolutely love, that you have a great time, and then there are going to be those days that are extremely trying and that you just wished for a redo. Ask the Lord for grace, to grace you and to grace your kids. Because there's going to be days that you absolutely love your kids, you thank God for them, and there are going to be days that you're having a hard time just sitting next to them, that you can't stand them. Believe you me, I've had those days as well, and that's going to be the same way for your kids. There are going to be days that they just absolutely love you, but then there are going to be days that they just wish you weren't even in the room, and that's okay. Pray for grace, pray for strength, and ask the Lord to help you. Remember our fruit of the Spirit and ask the Lord to help you to walk in love, joy, peace. These tips, I hope will pray will bring peace to your household as you begin this unprecedented time. These are things that will help your kids to be as successful as they can. A schedule and a routine are so imperative. Kids thrive on repetition. When you memorize, you repeat it and you repeat it and you repeat it, and they do enjoy having a schedule. They enjoy knowing what's coming up next. Just like us, they like having an understanding of what's coming up next. When children don't know what's going to happen, they feel uneasy, they get anxious, just like we do as adults. And so try and take some of that anxiousness out of their day and have a schedule and a routine that you can put into place each and every day. Things like a regular bedtime, a consistent waking up time. Have your kids get dressed as if they're leaving the house. Have them eat breakfast. And if they're not much of a breakfast eater, not a big breakfast, have them have something, a piece of toast, a banana, a piece of fruit, some juice, a cup of milk. Have them have something so that when they sit down to do school, their mind and their body isn't focused on their stomach growling. If it's crackers, something healthy that they can have in their stomach just to begin that school day. But it's important, especially when you're homeschooling, that for your kids to know that their schoolwork is important, that you have them get up, get dressed. I found that for our kids, when they stayed in their pajamas, it was a lazy day. They weren't nearly as focused on their schoolwork. They weren't nearly as driven as when they would get up and prepare like they were going to leave the house, as if they were going to a school building. And that's important. They feel better about themselves. They're more prepared, and they have their mind. It helps to wake their mind up and to get them ready for school, as if they were leaving. Have a school schedule as well. I know that many of you are doing kind of a hybrid type thing, and so whatever hours that your teachers are going to be online, of course you've got to be online. And so I'm going to share with you just what our successful school day has been for us, and how that I've juggled working and taking care of the house as a single parent, and a working parent, and a homeschooling parent. Um, in those times, really grace yourself and have a plan, because there's a lot of plates that are going to be spinning. And in order for you to help keep yourself on track, it's really good to write things down and check your list off, so that you feel like you're accomplishing what you need to for each day. Um, on the screen, you'll see our school schedule. I wake up early because I get up so that I have some quiet time to spend with the Lord. And if you can afford to do that, then I encourage you to do that. It's been imperative for me to be really able to ground myself, to give me a foundation for the day. And so try and wake up a little bit earlier and spend some time with the Lord, just so that you have your thoughts and yourself ready before your kids get up. Um, they get up between 6:30 and 7, and we have breakfast between 7 o'clock and 7:15. From 7:15 to 7:30, they eat. At 7:30, we have a Bible reading time, and a prayer time just as a family. Then at 8 o'clock, we have a Bible memory time, where we're learning scriptures as a verse, or as a family. And then at 8:20 we have our family prayer time, and we pray for the church. We have a board that we write things down on, and we pray, and that really helps to ground us as a family and help us to get our focus on the Lord and what he has planned for the day. Then what we have found that it works best for us from 8:30 to 9 o'clock to have our PE time, so that it really wakes up our body, it gets our mind woken up, and it helps us to be able to think better before we start our schoolwork. So we do our workout time early before school starts. at 9 o'clock. We finish our PE time and we get our schoolwork organized. We get a drink, we go to the bathroom, and we set out our schoolwork so that we're ready or get logged onto the computer, or however you are doing that with your family. And then from 9:10 to 10:15 is our instruction time, and it's important to take breaks, especially because you're not getting up and moving to another classroom. Your kids need to put their pencils down or put the computer away for a little while and just refresh their mind. Go play. As long as the weather is good, to get outside, to refresh themselves, to have a break. I found that many times when the kids are struggling with a subject or with learning something, after they have that break time, their mind is refreshed and they're ready to get at it again, and they can see it in a different light. After that break time, then it's a 15-minute break from 10:30 to 11:30. We have another hour of instruction time, and then we have our lunch. I need to be at the church between 11:30 and 12, Tuesday, Wednesday through Thursday. And so we are getting lunch at that time, and I'm preparing to leave at that time as well. And so from 11:30 to 12 is when they sit down and they eat lunch, and then they have another break time. I find that it's important that they have time to sit and eat and not be rushed, and then a separate time where they can play. And they need to get up and do some physical movement, get outside, get some fresh air as long as the weather's good. Then in our house, from 12:30 to 12:45, we have another set of Bible reading because we read through the Bible together. Then from 12:45 to 2 is another hour and 15 minutes of instruction time, and then they have another 15-minute break. And from 2:15 to whenever they're done with their schoolwork, and sometimes the kids are done with their school before that 2 o'clock time. That's awesome. And then they can do their specials. They can do a cooking time, or they can, whatever you set up for your kids after school, that's wonderful. Now, we are so excited about this time because there are a lot of ministry opportunities, and you'll be hearing about those. And Mr. Chance and I are putting together a Friday time where we're not exactly sure how it's going to look, but we know that our kids, with being home so much, are going to need some social activity. And so we're looking at putting together a Friday field day or Friday specials day where they can come in and have music, and they can have a art time. And so we're working on getting all of that together, and we have several people in our congregation who have some great creative giftings and abilities, and they're going to be helping us. And so look for that to come, and we're looking forward to being able to assist you in whatever manner you need. If it's in us needing some assisting with tutoring, however that looks, we want to be here during this time to assist you and to help you to have a successful um, school year. And just know that we're praying for you and we love you dearly. I pray that these tips have helped you and that you are looking forward to being able to pour into your kiddos. I love you all, and if you have any questions or want any assistance, please contact me through the church or at my email, which is in the church directory. I'll talk to you soon.